हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। जय श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण माता जी। दंडवत प्रणाम।
हरे कृष्णा
माता जी।
हरे कृष्णा
माता जी।
Thank you, Smriti and Srishti and Prabhu and Nivedita for nice kirtan. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी।
Hari
हरे
Bol.
कृष्ण माता जी।
Hari Bol. So welcome you all for Bhagavad Gita's reading. We are reading Bhagavad Gita. हरे कृष्णा। माइक सब लोग म्यूट करेंगे, अपना अपना चेक करो प्लीज। Yes. So we are reading Bhagavad Gita, and this is one of the important chapter of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3. And yesterday we had a summary of what we did last class about how Sakam to Nishkam Karma we will go, how Arjuna was asked to do the duty, and then Arjuna was hesitant in doing duty because Arjuna was thinking that by doing duty he will incur reaction. And so I repeated yesterday also, okay, once we are in knowledge, we don't want to create any karma, because karma gives us binding. So a person who is in knowledge, he does not want to create any more karma, because he knows that because of my so many previous karmas, I have been suffering in this material world, and I have got this material body. This is the reaction of my previous karma. So now I have understood that material world is temporary, material body is temporary, everything here is temporary, and I cannot enjoy eternally here, but I want to enjoy eternally. So I have to find a place where I can live eternally. Sometime we need to find a place that where we can live peacefully. There is nobody should come and disturb. Like if a sadhu has no, or if a person has no place to stay, he just try to get one small place where he can live peacefully. Nobody should disturb him, right? Because otherwise, every now and then we are asked to leave the place. So we think we should have one place, even if it is small, it is fine. So like this, now soul is eternal, and soul has been given this material body which is temporary. So soul is very disturbed, because every now and then I have to change, every now and then I have to change. For us it is like sometime in 100 years, sometime 10 years, sometime 2 years, sometime some minutes only. If I get a body of mosquito, probably my life is for just 10 to 12 hours. They are produced in the evening and they die by the night. So different species has different kind of timeline to live in that body. So every now and then the soul has to leave the body and get into another body, and then get accustomed to that body, and then after some time again to leave and go to the next. Soul is very, very uncomfortable about this. So and that is the reason even we are not very happy. We are also very, like, even though we have everything in our life, but we are also very disturbed, because we are always afraid of losing, which is said that unknown fear is always there in a mind. I might lose it, I might lose it, it will go away from me. So that fear is always there, because we do not want to lose. Why we do not want to lose? Because our nature is to be eternal, because we are the spirit soul, and the nature of the spirit soul is to be eternal. So once we understand all this philosophy, then we would definitely try to stop this cycle. So why do I create the karmas which binds us and brings us again in this material life? Even small children, when they hear and learn, they also say, oh, I don't want to create more karma. I don't want to come in the material world. I don't want to create more karma. So this is an intelligence. But not doing, we saw that not doing is not an option. Krishna says just by not doing, you cannot be renunciate. Does not mean that you are not doing anything, so you'll not get. Even by not doing also, you are doing something. Because from we act through the body, we act through the mind, and we act through the senses. Different ways we act. So even on the bodily level, we are not doing, but the minds we are doing. Our senses are attracted by different things. So different ways we are doing. To maintain the body also, we have to do some karma. So now the question comes, okay, then if I have to perform the karma, how do we do it? Because not doing is not an option for me. And doing is a reaction always. So how we have to find a smart way where we can perform the activity also and we do not get any reaction. And that is what Krishna is teaching here, is in Nishkam Karma Yoga. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutpad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajeev Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhavitam Shicha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanu Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jaya Pataka Swaminiti Namine Nama Acharya Padaya Nitaye Kripa Pradayane Gaura Katha Dhamadaya Nagar Gramatarine Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Kripatamaham Vande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. So yesterday we discussed about how to lead to the Sakam and do the Nishkam Karma. And what are the benefits? Sakam Karma, fruitive of material life, futility of material life, offers a part of his gains with the Lord has selfish motive. So some part he gives it to the Lord. A Sakam Karmi, when he does perform, so he gives up. Like, how do we do? Like, we have a Devata. Yesterday we spoke about the Yajna. Krishna said, to maintain you, I have created you, and I have also created the demigods, and I have created different kind of Yajna. And performance of Yajna will please the demigod, and they will supply you the necessity thing. So we yesterday we also learned about the Sakam Nishkam Karma. So I'll just go a little bit. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Karma, karma and vikarma somewhere yesterday. Let's see. Okay. So, and Nishkam karma, more serious in spiritual life, the person who performs, accept only the portion necessary for the maintenance of body and family. So he keeps Sakam karma, we want to enjoy maximum for ourselves and little we offer to the Lord. Nishkam karma, maximum we use for the service of the Lord, little we keep for our enjoyment. To maintain our body, for some emergency need, we keep some money, we keep some like we secure our life, and also we use for the service of the Lord. Offer balance in the service of the Lord. Though he works, he is detached from the result. Also, Nishkam Karma Yoga is detached from the result. So why does he perform the activity? He performs for the matter of duty. So he does it as a duty. So we have, yesterday we read about Sakam, Nishkam and Akama. So we have desire in our life, right? So I just want to, yesterday what we, Karma Kanda to Karma Yoga, we learned. I just wanted to give a small again summary. So if we want to fulfill the desire, we have a desire to enjoy. So how do we enjoy? Like there are, one way is to enjoy, sinful, one way to enjoy offering some result to the demigods, and one way is to enjoy offer all the result to the Krishna. So we will see how it happens. Yes, Vikarma, karma and karma yoga. So I want to enjoy, like a child want to eat ice cream. So what he will do, he knows that I will get the ice cream in the market. So he goes there, and whenever the shopkeeper is not seeing him, he steals the ice cream there and come and enjoy it. So what he does, he wanted to enjoy the ice cream. He took the path of Vikarma. Vikarma means the path was objectionable. He did not pay the money to the shopkeeper, rather he stole. He just stole to satisfy the desire of ice cream. He did not have money, but he had desire, or even though he had money, but he didn't want to pay it. So he did not do the lawful enjoyment, and that is called Vikarma. To fulfill desire, he disobeyed the law. There's another child. He also wanted to eat the ice cream. He went to the market. He took the money from his father. He paid the money to the shopkeeper, took the ice cream from him, and he enjoyed. So he also enjoyed the ice cream, but it is not sinful. He paid this thing to the money over there. He took the money, he paid the money, he brought the ice cream, and he enjoyed. The third person is a devotee. So first person is a thief. The karma he is doing. Second person is karma kandi. He wants to do the rightful thing prescribed in action in the Vedas and fulfill his desire. So is Sakam Karmi. The third is Nishkam Karmi. He took the money, he went to the shopkeeper, he bought the ice cream, he offered it to the Supreme Lord, because he knows that the Lord is giving me everything. And then after offering the Supreme Lord, he offered it to his parents, his sisters and brothers, and he ate the ice cream himself also. So we can see that all of these three people, these three children, they had a desire to eat the ice cream, but they had a different ways to fulfill their desire. Whom do you think is the best? You can write in the chat box, first, second, or third. Whom do you think?
Third one, Mataji.
Third one, Mataji.
Okay. Anyone else?
Third one, Mataji.
Third one.
Yes. So all of you agree that third one is the best one.
Third one is the best.
Yeah. So now this is our life. This is how our life is. We want to enjoy something. We do something which is not prescribed, and we do unlawful thing and try to enjoy. Sinful, that is called sinful act. Then there is a way that we follow the Vedic Karma Kanda. We try to please the demigod. Yesterday we had seen that different demigods are there. Demigods are like as a department head of different department. So whatever we need, we do sacrifice for them, get the things from them and enjoy. And third is that we do our duty to please the Supreme Lord. By our action, we are trying to please the Supreme Lord. We are doing for him and also we are satisfying others. So that is the best. When we perform our activity to please the Supreme Lord, that action is the best action. Other actions are, so here we get the sinful reaction, here we get the karmic reaction, maybe punya karma, and here we get the no reaction. When we offer to the Supreme Lord, there is no reaction. All of three, they got the ice cream. But this person, even though he got the ice cream, he had no reaction, and he has sinful reaction, and he has also some reaction of ice cream. So this is how when we perform our karma is like that. So Krishna says that is the reason we have to do the no action, no reaction. Inaction is not possible and action is reaction. So what kind of action we have to perform? We have to perform the action for pleasing to the Supreme Lord. So what is that action? That is prescribed here. Yajna arthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. So every action has to be done as a yajna. Yajna means to please the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, it will give us the binding. This is what Krishna describes. When we are reading Bhagavad Gita, all the instructions are coming from Krishna. We have to understand that. So
in the first place, if it is a child who's doing it, then
child is doing it in the sense I did not.
there were three, right? First scenario was that the person goes, sells the this thing, goes, steals the ice cream and comes.
So, yeah.
It is a child.
Child means how old he is.
Maybe child just in school.
No, if he till the 5 year of age, the child has no karma. After that, child also has karma. 5 year of age, if the child makes a mistake, the parent gets the karma. Because they are under, we are training them. So if the child makes any mistake till 5 year of age, then parents gets all the karma. But after that, child gets the karma. So he said the work has to be performed as detachment, and as a result, we should offer to the Supreme Lord. So now we saw yesterday, I did not do this yoga ladder. So now I will try to how we are progressing from what is the status. Initial status is actually here below this also sinful act as vikarma is there, which we have not shown. If a person is not following the law, somebody's mic is on, please mute. So somebody is not following any Vedic instruction, Vedic injunction and doing the things on its own. Most of the people in the Kali Yuga are doing that. I feel it is right, but I'm doing. I don't care about what is written in Vedas. I don't care about what is written in the Shastras. I just want to do what I feel like. So that is Vikarma. The people are doing Vikarma. After Vikarma, there is a people, at least they follow the Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda process of the Veda. Most part of the Veda deals with Karma Kanda. Karma Kanda method means this is a yajna process where you please the demigod and they satisfy our desire. So this is Karma Kanda activities. So our action is to enjoy, but we are trying to please the demigod. In return, they will give us some kind of enjoyment. Whatever we need, we pray for it. Like a lot of people, I fast for this, I fast for 14 days. Even the Hiranyakashipu, he wanted some benediction from Brahmaji. So he did austerity for so many years. His desire was that he become immortal. So he had a desire and he prayed to Brahmaji for so long. Brahmaji could not refuse him because he had cultivated that much punya karma by doing the austerity. So Brahmaji had to give, even though he was asking for the wrong thing. So this is Karma Kanda activity. What is the fault in Karma Kanda activity? Why we should not do Karma Kanda activity? So Karma Kanda activity, first of all, gives us the reaction. Second thing, there is no purification of the heart here. Very slow purification is there. Desire does not get, like there is no end to the desire. those who have the habit, for everything they pray. Oh, today I'm praying for this. Oh, today I'm praying for that. Oh, my child has an exam. My this thing is there. My husband gets promotion. I get this. My health is good. So many unlimited desire is there in the living entity. So that never gets fulfilled. How much ever we receive, it is not that after getting to some point of the time to I will be free from it. Now I have no desire. Even at the age of 80 years, we have desire. I want to enjoy. So the purification in the fruitive activity is very, there is a purification, but very slow. It will not be visible in one life. Probably we have to do many lives to get the visibility of that. We are getting purified with the desires. So karma kanda activity gives us the result. Because to enjoy or suffer the result, we have to come back again in the material world. There is no purification of the heart happens in this karma kanda. Sometimes also it is like that. I think something very desperately, I want something and I pray for it and I get it also. Probably that is not good for me. Like Hiranyakashipu prayed to get the benediction that he become immortal. And Brahmaji said, I cannot give you this benediction because even I am mortal, even I have a life, I will die after 100 years of my age. But then he asked that I should not die inside, outside, in night, from any weapon or any shastra or any man or animal, so many things. And he thought that by asking so many combinations, he has conquered death. And he became very powerful. And because of that ahankara, he was killed also. So even though that benediction did not help him, so sometimes we feel like demigod will not purify the desire. They will give you whatever you want. Brahmaji knew that this benediction which I am going to give, it will be the cause of his death also. But even though Brahmaji had to give. So demigods are like a shopkeepers. Shopkeeper in the sense, like if a child takes the 10 rupee note and from his father's pocket and go to the market and ask to a shop, I want to buy a cigarette. So that person will say, do you have money? Yes, I have money. He will not ask, you are so small, you should not smoke. It is bad for you. I'm not going to give you. Very rarely. Otherwise, he'll say, okay, you give money, take cigarette, go and smoke. Because you have money, I have to give you the cigarette. But if a child comes and tells his father, father, I have 10 rupees and I want to go and smoke cigarette. What father will do? Father will teach him, no, it is not good for you. And if he insists also, father will not give, not fulfill that desire. Because he knows it is not good for him. So that is the difference between the worshipping the Supreme Lord and worshipping the demigods. Demigods will give you whatever we want because that is, they are thinking, if we please them, if we do certain kind of austerity, in return, they have to give us whatever we desire and if it comes into that austerity. So that is how you see every time we do some austerity and to get some benediction. So there is no purification in this. There is a result. The result is that it will bring again into the material life. Then after Karma Kanda is Karma Yoga. These people are Karma Yoga. This person, there are two types, Sakam Karma Yogi, Nishkam Karma Yogi. This again here, these people have desire, but they are trying to connect the Supreme Lord now. Yoga means connection to the Supreme Lord. Kanda means only to the material happiness. Wherever the yoga word comes, yoga means now this person is Karma Yogi. He has understood that the Lord is supreme, but he has a desire. He goes to the Supreme Lord. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita further, he'll say, Akama sarva, in the Bhagavatam, sorry, Akama sarva kamama moksha kama udaradi. Even you have no desire or desire, you come back to me. So, and there's another person, he is Nishkam Karma Yogi, he has no desire. Now he has understood that I don't want anything for myself. I have to work as a duty and I don't have any desire. So these Karma Yoga said they attain the knowledge. So this Karma Yogi has attained the knowledge and come to the Jnana Yoga. What he has understood? That I have I'm not the body, I am the soul. The purpose of my life is to unite with the Supreme, to get out of this material bondage. He has attained that knowledge. With the knowledge, what he does is Ashtanga Yoga. Ashtanga Yoga is a Dhyana Yoga practice. Dhyan yoga mein he will follow the rules and regulation, try to meditate on the Lord, and then he will understand, get the realization that Krishna is supreme and follow the bhakti yoga. So a normal person goes through this ladder from here to here slowly, slowly. But even if you are here, even if we are here, we are doing, right now we are all here. We are performing the fruitive activity. But we can directly take the path of bhakti yoga, knowing that Krishna is supreme. In the yoga ladder, Jnana Yoga has a knowledge that I am not body, I am soul. When he comes to Ashtanga Yoga, only he knows the knowledge, he gets the knowledge that who is supreme. And then he worships supreme. So this much time takes to only know that who is supreme. Whom to worship. People are not aware whom to worship. People think everybody is God. Some people even think that they are also God. They don't have it, they are not even aware that who is God, whom to worship actually we should. But a Karmakandi Vyakti also, if he gets the knowledge that Krishna is Supreme Lord and directly engages in Bhakti Yoga, he surpasses all this. That is the reason it's called Bhakti Yoga is like a lift. Immediately transfer from one to another, and this is like an steps. Go one step, then the next step, then the next step, slowly, slowly. If I have to climb to the 13th floor of a building, there are two ways. I can take lift, just press the button, reach on the 13th floor within like maybe less than a minute. And if I have to climb, I may take maybe 15-20 minutes to climb 13th floor, slowly, slowly, and I'll be completely exhausted. Right? So this is the difference between other process and the Bhakti Yoga. A person who understands that Krishna is supreme and starts working on that, he has started from here now, Bhakti Yoga. In Bhakti Yoga also there is a perfection now. Right now we are at the beginning of Bhakti Yoga. We know that Krishna is supreme. We know we have to offer all the result to him. But now there is a purification when we can completely surrender. The ultimate of Bhakti Yoga is to complete surrender to the Supreme Lord. That will take time. But at least we are on the right path now. If our goal is clear, then even though it is longer path, we will reach. The problem is there, I don't know where to go. I am standing on a square and whether I should go this, whether I should go this, where I should go this, whether I should go this, and I'm confused state of mind and do not know where to go. Then what is the position? We will never reach. I'll go one direction, come back, then another, then come back, then third direction, come back. Oh, my goal is not here. My goal is not here. My goal is not here. And then you find that this is my. A person who knows the goal, I have to go to the right direction, and this after 2 kilometers, this is where I need to reach. Once he knows, he will take some time to reach also. But at least he knows the goal, he will be faster. So once we understand the goal of our life, that is Bhakti Yoga, that is to get out of this material world, to revive our relation with the Supreme Lord, then the process becomes very easy. So most of the time we are not even aware of the goal. So that's what Krishna is teaching us, giving us the goal. So now we'll come to today's session. A self-realized soul need not work, yet he works. So here it says, text 70s. Yastva atma ratireva syada atmatriptascha manavaha atmani evacha santushtas tasya karyam na vidyate. But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization and who satisfies in the self only, fully satiated, from him there is no duty. So Krishna says when there is no duty, because Arjuna was trying to avoid the duty and Krishna is trying to teach when there is no duty. Yesterday also I told you that we can stop all our material duty when we can be stable on our spiritual life, spiritual identity. When we know that completely understood that I am not the body, I am the spirit soul, and I have understood that process, and then slowly we can give up the material duty and be very focused on the spiritual life. Till the time we are not fully stable, we keep working. So Krishna says, but one who takes pleasure in self alone, means he enjoys within himself. He doesn't need any external instrument to enjoy. We need external instrument to enjoy. We cannot enjoy within ourselves. He is self-realized. He knows that I am a part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. And he knows how to connect with the Supreme Lord and gets the enjoyment from there. So once, till the time you do not reach to that stage, you have to keep performing your duty. So Arjuna's question is that I don't want to do the duty, and Krishna is encouraging when you can stop doing your duty. So then again he says self-realized person has no duty. A self-realized person means a person who has understood who he is and he is working on that consciousness, then he has no duty. Naiva tasya kritenartho naikritteha kaschana nachasya sarva bhuteshu kaschid artha vyapashrayah. Naiva tasya kritenartho. Krite, why discharge of the duty? That a self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in his discharge of his prescribed duty, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on anything or any living. He is so self-satisfied. He is not dependent on anything. Whether he do or he does not do does not matter. Even if he does the duty, he will do as an offering to the Lord. Even if he does not do also, he is not obliged to do anything because he has accepted the Supreme Lord and his mind, body and senses are all engaged in the service of the Lord. So whether he works or he does not work does not matter. A self-realized person, a person who is we are all beginners, so we have to perform our duty. When we come to the stage that nothing affects me, neither I become angry, nor I become happy, neither I become in some distress come in our life, I'm very sad, happiness come, I'm overjoyed. When we have that equanimity, when we have complete satisfaction within self, when we are not affected by any external thing, when we are always connected with the Supreme Lord all the time, then that person has no duty. Even if he does, there is no reaction, of course, because he's not doing anything for his enjoyment. And even if he does not do, it's also okay because he has no obligation. He's not dependent on anything. So he's completely self-satisfied. That stage we can give up. A self-realized person has no obligation to do any prescribed duty. No taste for material pleasure. He doesn't want to enjoy anything. No purpose or gain in performing some action. He doesn't want to do anything to enjoy ours. No reason for not performing such work. Even if he does, there's no, like he just does for the sake of doing it. No need to depend on any other living entity or demigod. He does not depend on anything. He just do his duty. Whatever comes by doing his duty, he's happy with that. He's not after anything. So that person is very rare actually. Then you remember now Sthita Pragya in the second chapter, Krishna has spoken. That person is called Sthita Pragya. He is not affected by anything. And that is very, very difficult stage. So he says, Tasmad asakta satatam karyam karma samachara asakto hi acharan purusha param apnoti purusha. Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activity, one should act as a matter of duty. For the working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. Asakta satatam, tasmad. Therefore, asakta means without being attached. Satatam, constantly. Karyam karma samachara. One has to do his duty. One has to perform. Samachara means perform. He has to perform his duty by not being attached. That is the reason. We should not do, we should perform the duty with detachment. Asakto hi acharam karma. By doing this, without being attached, when we perform the duty, then one param apnoti purusha. That person attains the Supreme. So how do we attain the Supreme? By performing our duty, not being attached to the fruitive activities or the fruitive results. Performing our duty as a matter of duty. Then that person, by doing duty, see, karma yoga means by performing karma also we have to attain the Supreme Lord. So what type of karma we have to perform to attain the Supreme Lord? It is for those, this shloka is for those people, those who are very attached to doing duty. But then they should know also how to do the duty. Those who, they call themselves as a karma yogi. They are not karma yogi if their karma is not on this guidelines. If their karma is only to enjoy, then they are karmi. They are not karma yogi. They are called karmi. Karma yogi is the person whose karma is connecting him to the Supreme. So, okay, you want to work, it is fine, work. No problem in working. But don't be attached to the result. Don't be attached to not doing things. Do your duty very sincerely. Do not try to enjoy the result unnecessarily. And then perform the duty. It is fine. And then by performing your duty also, you will attain the Supreme. So a person who is self-realized, Krishna says, he does not need to perform any duty. So Arjuna thought, I am a self-realized person. I don't want any result. I want to give up this war. I am already self-realized. I know the difference between body and soul. Why do I work now? You are telling me a person who should self-realize, that time he can leave the work. But I am a self-realized person. Why do I continue to work? Why do I fight? Then again, Krishna will teach him. Setting example. Karmane eva samidhim asita janakadaya loka sangraham me vapi sampashyam kartumarhasi. So he says, king as Janak. Krishna gives the example of King Janak. King Janak was a he was called as a Videha Raja. Videha Raja means he was not even attached to his own Deha. He has no attachment. He was a king, he was very powerful king, was completely detached. The name was his Videha Raja, means he was not attached to anything. So he said he was not attached to anything. He was completely self-realized. Even though he was working as a king, he did not give up his job. Why? For educating the people. Loka sangraha mevapi. Loka sangraha means to teach to people in general. Give them example. If Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, also in this chapter only I'll say further that even I don't require to do anything, Arjuna. I am not attached to anything. I don't want to enjoy anything. I don't depend on anything. But still I perform my duty. Because if I don't perform duty properly, then people will take my example. And they will fall from their position. So he says, kings such as Janaka attain perfection solely by performance of prescribed duty. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. So Arjuna, even if you do not know, even if you are a self-realized person, you do your duty to set an example because you are self-realized here. But here so many people are fighting the battle. They are not self-realized. If you give up the job, seeing you, everybody will give up their job. What they will have, because their consciousness is not purified, they will fall from their position. So you are a king, you have to set an example for them. That is the reason you should fight. So because all these people will follow you. If you leave the war, everybody will leave the war and go. You are purified, you have no attachment, but others may have attachment. So what will happen to them? They will also fall down. So you to set an example, you fight. I know you don't have any attachment. I know you are self-realized, but even though you do it, to set an example. And then Krishna gives this example. You see, so beautifully Krishna is not just giving instruction, he is giving the different example. He gave the example of Siddha Pragya, he gave the example of turtle, he gave the example of your Janak Maharaj. So many times Krishna will keep giving the example to explain nicely so that he can understand nicely. So he says, even king like Janak, he also, karmaneva eva samsiddhim, something in perfection. Do your duty. King Janaka attained perfection. He attained also perfection by performance of his prescribed duty. And why did he do this? Because he wanted to educate the people in general. So you should. So this is very, very, Bhagavad Gita talks so much about setting an example. Because we all have some role to play in our life, right? As a mother, as a father, as a teacher, as a brother, as a society, maybe we have some role. Office, we have some responsibility. So everywhere there is some role we are playing. And in every role what we are playing, we have to set an example that people should follow me and they should not fall from their path. We should not. Sometimes we teach our children and we don't do the same thing. Or we are teaching others, but it is said that teaching is better than the precept is what? Something, there is some, this thing. If you perform, there is no need to teach. Automatically, just by seeing you, people will learn. So Bhagavad Gita is also trying to teach us that we should be having the moral values. We should be setting an example, whatever role we are playing. Everybody's role is very important. Not that my role is less important. I am also influencing so many people. Nowadays, influencers are there on the TV, but even at being a mother also, I am influencing my children. In society, some friends are there. In family, some members are there. They are all getting influenced by me, knowingly or unknowingly. So we all have some people are there, those who are taking us as a role model or trying to learn from our behavior. We should try to set an example, do the right thing. We cannot teach others, but we are doing the wrong and we can teach others to do right. I know this is very good. You must do it. Are you doing it? No, I don't do it, but you do it. So that doesn't work. So Krishna is trying to teach us that become a role model. And this is the shloka, which is very important shloka of the Bhagavad Gita again. And Krishna teaches exactly the same thing. Common man follows the great person. Yad yadacharati shreshtas tattadevataro janaha sasyata pramanam kurte lokas tad anuvartate. Yad yad acharati shreshta. Shreshta means respectable leaders. Yad yad. However, whatever acharan means behavior they do. Tattadevataro janaha. Those who are dependent, they try to follow them. Sayat pramanam kurute lokas tadanvartate. Whatever standard they set, common people follow. Lokas tadan. Lokas means common people. Anuvartate. Anuvartate means follow. So whatever the great people do, others follow. That is it is said that if the leader is good, all other people will be good. If the leader is bad, everybody, my leader is like this, it's okay, does not matter. He himself is not coming on time in the office. He himself is stealing the money from the office. What he will tell me? Because our moral becomes low, then we cannot even chastise others with low moral. We cannot teach them anything because we ourselves are not doing the things. It is so important to have the right consciousness, doing the right thing. So Krishna says that whatever you do, whatever a great personality do, everybody follows. Again, I am repeating, don't think that the great personalities are only the leaders or others, those who are the great. We are all leaders. We are all having some responsibility in our life, and we are all influencer of so many people in our life. So we all have to become a role model in our, whatever we are doing. We have to do it in a manner so that everybody will love to follow. Because this is the general nature of people. Those who are dependent, they follow. Krishna says, so that is the reason to set an example. He gave the example of Janak Maharaj and he said, you just try to do your duty because whatever you will do, all your people, those who are fighting the war here, they will follow you. So here it says, choose your leader carefully. This is what we learn. Does your leader lead a balanced lifestyle? Select a bona fide devotee like Srila Prabhupada or personality from school. Here, one more important thing is there. When we have to choose the leader also, we should choose very, very carefully the leader. Right now, today's world, we some film star is our leader, some cricket sport person is our leader, or somebody else is my leader. And we have like various kind of, I am just fascinated by them. We have to choose our leader very carefully. Choosing the leader carefully, there was a story of Chanakya Pandit. Once somebody came in the kingdom and then they said everybody was happy. He said, how everybody is so happy? So he said, we have a Chanakya Pandit like person in our family, in our kingdom, and he gives us the right moral value and everybody is happy. So that passerby, he was he was traveling person and he said, I want to meet the Chanakya Pandit. And he went to he said, he's staying outside this palace. There is a place and he has a house. He stays there. You can go and meet him. Said, oh, anybody can go and meet him? Yeah, anybody can go and meet him. So by the time he reached there and it was evening time. So Chanakya, when he reached there, so he saw Chanakya Pandit was writing something. And then he asked him to wait for 2 minutes. And he had a lamp. That time there was no light. So he extinguished that lamp and he lit another lamp. And then he brought another lamp and sat and he asked him, see, how can I help you? What can I do for you? So this person was observing this. So he thought, he said, is this the culture in your family that somebody comes, so you extinguish one lamp and then lit another lamp to welcome the person? Or what is this? So I did not understand. He said, no, the lamp I was using was of it was my work, where I work. It was from my kingdom. And I was doing some work for my king. So I was using, now I'm talking to you. This is my personal time. So I don't want to use that lamp, that oil, and I have my own lamp and I use my own lamp for talking to you. So this kind of moral values people had earlier time. And those were the role models. So when we are choosing our leader, we have to also see that who is our leader, whom we can follow, who has all the good qualities, which can affect my life also, especially when we are selecting a bona fide devotee like Srila Prabhupada has impacted so many people's life. All the disciple of Srila Prabhupada is the founder Acharya of ISKCON. And so many devotees, those who met Prabhupada at that time, they said, when you meet Prabhupada, there was a different aura of Prabhupada. And we were all like so much just by seeing him and his compassionate mood. We were so attracted. They were ready to give up their life. They were all young boys and girls at that time, 17-year, 18-year, 19-year-old children. They joined Prabhupada and they were ready to give up their life for the Prabhupada. He said, we never got such a love and affection and caring father like Prabhupada ever in our life. So that kind of personality is there, those who attract. So when we are choosing our leader, we have to be careful in whom we are choosing the leader. We should select our role model from the scriptures. We should teach our children the story of these great heroes. We are teaching probably some foreign lands hero and all. We have to teach them about Yudhishthir, Vishnu Pitama, Arjuna, Krishna, Balaram, these things, so that they get some moral values. So the leader is, please don't smoke, and he is smoking. We will do what you do, not what you say. This is what generally we have. We do what we follow you, and we like to do what you like, what you are doing it, not that what you are saying us to do. Acharya teaches us by his conduct. That is the region. It is called Acharya. Acharya means one who teaches by his own conduct and his own behavior. That is called the Acharya. He sometimes instructs, most of the time he teaches by his own behavior. So this is what Krishna is teaching. So then Krishna also says, Name pratsati kartavyam trishu loke kinchana nana vaptam avaptavyam vartata eva karmani. Then now Krishna says, O son of Partha, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetary system, nor do I am want of anything, nor I have need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duty. It is mentioned when we read Bhagavatam that Krishna used to get up in the morning and he used to do also meditation. So what Krishna will meditate upon? Krishna was meditating on himself only. But he was taking care. He was a good father. He had sometimes people say, oh, Krishna had, today only I was listening this thing. Oh, Krishna had many wives. Krishna had many wives, so what? Krishna had expended himself in 16,108 times. And he gave all his queens the palace, separate palace, and Krishna used to be simultaneously in all the palace. It was not that Krishna is one time here with Rukmani and another time with Satyabhama and another time is with some other wife. No. Simultaneously Krishna used to be. Krishna is Supreme Lord. He can expend him unlimitedly. And he had expended in each jiva he is there. So Krishna used to be simultaneously in all the places. He was a good father. He was a good husband. He was a good son. Morning he used to get up and go and pay obeisances to the Vasudeva and Devaki, take his blessings. So he played all his role very, very carefully. So he said, even I do my prescribed duty. So what about you? You have to also do your prescribed duty to set an example. So Krishna was not doing duty to get rid of karma or anything. Krishna was doing to set an example. As a natural leader acts carefully, parent, teacher, heads of the states, etc. So we are all naturally leader. Somebody or other is getting influenced by us. So we have to be very carefully do our duty to set an example. If you don't want our children to watch television, we don't have to watch television. If we do not want our children to take up the bad anything, we should not do this. If we do not want our children to tell lies, we should not tell lies. That is the way we can, automatically they will not do it. If we do it, and then it is very difficult to stop them. So then Krishna says, if I ever fail to engage, if I don't perform my duty, what will happen? Yadi hi amna vartavyam jatu karmani atandritaha mama vartamanu vartante manushya partha sarvashaha. He says, forever if I fail to engage in carefully performing prescribed duties, O Partha, certainly all men would follow my path. Krishna had performed the Rasa Leela. Krishna has performed many beautiful, wonderful Leelas. Krishna had lifted Govardhan hill when he was 7-year-old, and in his left hand, in the smallest finger. Nobody tries to do that. But Krishna had performed the Rasa Leela. Everybody is attracted by that. Oh, Krishna had so many girlfriends. Why I should not have? Krishna had so many. They do not know actually. That is a very, very what you call, it's very wrong to think like that, because Krishna was Supreme Lord, and the Rasa Leela, what he had was not a relation between a man and woman physically, and it was on the level of Jivatma and Paramatma. But that and all we don't understand. What we see is only, oh, Krishna had so many girlfriends, and Krishna had so many wives, and he had so many things, and he was playing with. So I should also do. Immediately we try to do it. Krishna has done so many wonderful things that we do not want to follow. Krishna had accepted his guru, and he followed the instruction of his guru. He went to the guru's ashram and he learned the Vidya from, even though Krishna was not required to go to the Sandimuni's ashram to learn the Vidya from him. But he went, set an example. Nobody will do that. Oh, I also want to go to Gurukul to learn all this art, be self-realized. Krishna has given, no. All that will not follow. But this is attracted by everything. Krishna says, people will follow my path. So if I do not engage myself, so if we do not do, people will follow the path. So he says, Utse Deuri Meloka Nakuryam Karma Chedaham Sankarasya Chakarta Sham Upahanyam Imaha Praja. If I do not perform prescribed duty, na karyam karma chedaham. Karma chedaham means if I do not perform my duty, if at all, people will ruin this world. All this world would be put into ruination. And I would be the cause of creating unwanted population. And I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. So Krishna is trying to give an example and encouraging Arjuna to do the duty very, very sincerely. Krishna is saying you must do your duty very, very sincerely. There is you cannot avoid doing your duty. And how to perform the duty? Yagyarthat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana. You have to perform your duty as a yagya, as a sacrifice. So Krishna encourages to do the sacrifice. Sacrifice means pleasing the Supreme Lord. Work as a karma yogi, where Krishna is centered. By my work, I can please Krishna. That is called karma yogi. Not that I'm just working. That is called varkolek or varko, like a karmi person, just not thinking about anything. So that is what Krishna is trying to teach. We'll stop it here. Any question, comment? From the
Mataji, I have one question. In one of the sections, you mentioned that Arjuna says that he does not want to fight because Krishna will say that you have to fight to set an example, even though he is self-realized.
Yes.
But I guess in the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was not self-realized, right? Because he was still worried about killing his relatives and all. So I guess at this point of time, he is already self-realized, right? I mean,
yes, See, what happened was in the first chapter, Arjuna was not self-reliant. He was giving various examples for various reasons for not fighting. But then the second chapter, Krishna gave the knowledge of body and soul. And he said that you are the soul, you are not the body. So by understanding that he is the soul, he understood the soul has no material duty. As a soul, I don't have any material duty. I have all the material duty of the body. So that is what Krishna is trying to teach. When you are completely on the consciousness of the soul, then there is no material duty for you. But till the time you are the consciousness of body, you have to perform bodily duty. So Arjuna said, yes, I understand. I am soul. You gave me the knowledge, I understood. And then Krishna also said to Arjuna that since you are a person who is self-realized, he is not attracted by the material thing. He gave the knowledge about Sthita Pragya person. So Arjuna was very happy to hear that, because Arjuna was finding a reason for not fighting. He said, no, I understand. I am self-realized. I know there is a difference. I know I should not perform the duty. That is the reason he had a confusion.
Oh, okay. Thank
Whether
you.
I should do it or not do. That
Yes.
is why the third chapter start with this. Arjuna asked this question. Na? You are telling me two things. First, you said you should not perform your duty. Then you said a self-realized person does not need to perform. You gave me the knowledge of body and soul. So what do I actually do? Whether I should perform or I should not perform? See, again and again, I am trying to tell you from last 2-3 classes. We had this slide. Na? I'll explain. Maybe you were not there yesterday. You were not there yesterday, Prabhu?
I was not there, Mataji, yesterday.
Okay, I'll just show for those who were not there. See, if you missed the classes, then you will miss the continuity of also, because it is all going in the continuation. So it happens that we miss the continuity also. Yeah. So there is two types of Swadharma. One is dharma of the body, and another, oh, sorry. Dharma of the body and dharma of the soul. Right? So in the second chapter, Krishna taught that there is a body, there is a soul. You are a soul, body is a dress for you. This is what we learn in the second chapter when Krishna gave the knowledge of body and soul.
Yes, Mataji.
Right? Everybody has agreed to it, clear? We are all a spirit soul and we have been given a body as a covering. What Krishna taught in the second chapter, soul, as a soul, you don't have any duty, because soul's real duty is to connect to the Supreme Lord. So as a soul consciousness, you have no material duty. But as a body, you have a material duty. Because you have been given a body, and you have some responsibility of father, husband, wife, children. You have some responsibility. There is some dharma of the body also. So body dharma you have to perform. So when you can leave the body dharma and be on the complete, when you are completely on the platform of the soul? When you have completely understood that I am part and parcel of Krishna and I really have no attachment, then there is some quality. By just thinking, you will not be on that level and platform. Your symptom will show whether you are on the platform of body or you are on the platform of soul. So our Guru will tell us by seeing us, you are still on the consciousness of body, because you are affected by everything to the body. Somebody says somebody
so most of the time we will be only towards late in life we'll be not having body dharma, body this thing, because the realization takes a longer time, right? Because the body dharma is, we have to perform as per whatever dharma is there.
correct.
So it's very difficult for anybody to realize this early in our life, because the body duty of the body is always there.
Sorry, it is not about early and late. A child who has learned at the 5 year of age, he will realize at the 5 year age that I am not body, I am soul, and he will perform his duty on the level of soul. He will perform the duty, but on the level of soul. It is not about the age is mattered here. It is when you got this knowledge and when you become conscious of this knowledge. So
But even though we are conscious of, even though we are conscious of that knowledge, we have some duties that we have to perform based on the role
whole
that we carry
this.
out.
So the whole teaching is this. This is what we are learning. Probably we have to be a little more attentive in the session, that our duty is that you do not leave the dharma of the body, but perform the dharma of the body as so that you become detached slowly. Perform the dharma. Don't keep doing the only bodily duty. The only body duty is important. Body duty is important. That is wrong. Do the duty in the consciousness of Nishkam Karma, being detached in knowledge. Then this duty will only take us to the next path. This duty will, we do not have to leave the duty, but we have to also learn to perform the duty in the right manner. This is what Bhagavad Gita is teaching. Duty is important. Nobody is saying duty is not important. Now duty is very, very important. Krishna is also teaching Arjun to do the duty. But how? How to do the duty? How to perform the duty so that I'm not getting any karma, I'm not getting any result. At some point of the time, we have to learn to perform that type of duty. Otherwise, we will be only entangling ourselves. We will be only keeping ourselves entangled. So this is why.
So it is just
Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so it is just not getting the Krishna consciousness, but also having our duties implemented in a way that we are doing more of the duty that the ways our soul is expecting us to do.
Can you give the example how to do that?
For example, let's take, you want to do something for your children. Okay, like let's take as something good for your child. Okay, and you want to do that, but at the same time, you have to teach your child that your child is not expecting to compete with somebody to do something.
Yes.
Correct. So there is a material need that the child has to do something, study, but at the same time, this child needs to understand that he or she cannot look at competing with somebody to do the work.
See, again, it is this. See, yes, so correct. It is right. We have to teach. Before teaching the child, first we have to learn that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Our whole life goes. That is the problem with us. That our whole life goes in teaching others, teaching children, teaching friends, teaching people.
No, that I understood, Mataji. No, I understood that. Let's take. Don't take the child as an example. I'll take me as an example only. Yeah. Okay, so let's take. I want to do a duty, which I know is has to be done because maybe not even as a mother, but just a normal individual, and there is some duty that I need to be doing. At the same time, there is the consciousness that we have that while you're performing the duty, take the example that you cannot get attached to the results.
Yeah, that is one thing. We should not be attached to the result. That is one thing. That is
so this both the things should be both the things should be understood properly.
Yes.
That one is that you have to do a duty, and second is that you don't need to be attached to the result.
Yes, correct. That is the final this thing. Yes, before that also, like anything when we are performing, you see, like Krishna is teaching us in the further chapter, he will teach us, work for me. Work for me, what does it matter? What does it matter work for Krishna? I am working for me. How do I know that work for Krishna is important? First of all, we have to, if somebody says work for me means what? Understand what I want. If I am thirsty and I am asking a glass of water, give me a glass of water. You come and give me, no, you drink lime juice. No, I want thirsty, I want water. No, Mataji, lime juice is good. It is very nice. You should drink lime juice. Water, why you are drinking? You should drink lime juice. Is this pleasing to me? You are trying to do good only. You are giving me better thing. From your perspective, you are giving, I asked just for water, you got me a lemon juice. You are doing a better thing for me. But I want water. Right? So first of all, we should know what really Krishna wants us to do and try to follow the instruction. Krishna will never give us the instruction which is not practical. We should know what Krishna is trying. That's the reason learn Bhagavad Gita very nicely. Then you will know how to apply this in our life. Then we will, everything what we do, anything which is not in the line of the scripture, we should try not to do that. Good and bad also I cannot decide. Good and bad. I cannot decide good or bad. Good and bad is also given to us from the scripture. And I have to try to follow the scripture. I have to try to follow the sadhu and guru, whatever they are teaching. That is good and that is bad. That is the, like Arjuna was thinking not fighting is good. And it was good. As a moral terms, it was good only. He was very detached, not fighting, not killing people. So much nice moral value. But Krishna said, no, you have to fight. Sometimes people say Arjuna was not ready to fight. Krishna encouraged him to fight. Because of Krishna, this war had happened. So Krishna is responsible for the war. Yes, Krishna is responsible for this. Krishna had another purpose. So like that, we should understand the mood. Everything will become slowly when we start practicing it nicely. So how do we practice? How do we learn slowly? Then we will understand how to work on that consciousness. As I said yesterday, we are learning from Bhagavad Gita is only theory. It has to be practically applied, then only we will see the result. Knowing only is not giving. See, you're seeing the chocolate or any sweet. Are we getting the taste? No. Somebody comes and says, it's very nice, it's made up of this, it is this. But just by seeing, I will not get the taste. I know this type of chocolate is available or this type of sweet is available. But unless and until I eat, I will not feel the taste. So I need to practice this slowly, understanding that what is not Krishna will. Right now, Krishna is talking about Karma Yoga. Krishna will also talk about Bhakti Yoga. Krishna will also talk about, give the conclusion, what actually we need to do. So slowly, the more we follow the instruction, the more we will progress. Krishna will give us the intelligence to be on the platform of detachment. As Arjuna now, in the first chapter, he was confused. 17th chapter, he said, 18th chapter, Nashto Moha Smritir Labdha. All my illusion is gone. Now I am completely know what is right, what is wrong for me. So after the 17th chapter, he heard. By 18th chapter, he was clear. We will also be, when we read it, understand it, slowly it become clear. Meanwhile, I request you all to start, if you have time, start chanting one mala every day, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And on the Tulsi bead or normal bead, if you have any mala at home, try to chant. That chanting will also give us the taste to understand it better. How Bhagavad Gita will be better understood if we are chanting also simultaneously. If you all have mala, please try to chant once at least in a day. If you cannot chant 108 times, at least chant few times, 20 times, 30 times, 40 times. And do this mantra meditation any time of the day when you have time. Ideally, it should be done in the morning, but even if it is not morning, you can do any time of the day. Then our realization will be a little more elevated, more different.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
I hope I didn't disturb the session.
No. Questions are always good. Yes, Prabhuji, you were saying something?
Yeah, I was saying that, yes, you said chanting and reading scriptures is good. But I think very important is associating with devotees and reading about devotees, how they handle their particular situation. And then we realize that we have to accept everything as a will of Krishna. And then things become easier.
Yes.
So even whatever disease you get, whatever problems you have, just say it is Krishna's will and then you move on.
Yes. Prabhu is a very, very senior devotee and he comes here to guide us in our classes. So please take the association, learn from him. And he's been practicing for very, very long time in this. So his suggestions are also always very valuable. So yes, association of devotees are also very, very important. When we hear, when we read, constantly we are in association regularly, then all this becomes very easy. Abhi, it's all theory. Then it becomes.
And Mataji, today is Shivratri, the Mahabhagavata.
Yes.
So that is also,
Yes, so today is a uh, wedding of Lord Shiva and the Mother Parvati, and Lord Shiva is a great Vaishnava Acharya. He is also one of the Acharya whose Rudra Sampradaya is the Acharya from that Rudra Sampradaya who teaches the Bhakti, how to perform the Bhakti. Today in the other session also we were reading the Rudra Gita, where the Lord Shiva has prayed and taught how to worship the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva is always meditating on the Supreme Lord and chanting his holy name always. And then when he met the Prachetas in Bhagavatam, there is a prayer of Lord Shiva, which is called Rudra Gita. And that Rudra Gita, he's teaching us how to worship the Supreme Lord. So it is in the 4th canto of Bhagavatam. It is very nice prayer of Lord. So yes, if you all want, you can read the 4th canto, that Rudra Gita also at home. The Lord Shiva is teaching that Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnur Aradhana Param. Mother Parvati asked, what should I do? What worship should I do? He said, Aradhanam Sarvesham Vishnu Aradhanam Param. Of all the worship of Lord Vishnu is the supreme worship. So all this great devotee, he's a great devotee also. Vaishnava Nam Yatha Shambhu. So they are all teaching us to worship the Supreme Lord, work for him, hear about him, learn from him. And that is how we are just trying to follow the Yad Yad Acharati Shrestha Tattav Dev Chirachana. So they have followed the Supreme Lord, so we are also following the Supreme Lord. Lord Shiva has followed, Brahmaji has followed, Indra had followed, Kapil Muni is there, and Kardam Muni has followed, all the Devtas have followed. So we are also trying to follow. Yes. So if there is no question, we'll take next this thing. We'll try to continue next class, and let's see, maybe we'll complete the chapter and go to the 4th chapter with again Karma Yoga. Will continue 3rd, 4th, 5th chapter. Repetition of question will be there from Arjuna, and Krishna will try to explain from different angles how he has to do duty and how by doing duty it is good for him. Okay. Okay, we'll stop it here.